Hello everybody, this is Falling to Evolve and welcome to race number 21 of the 2020-21 NROL Skittles Cup Series season. This is the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge race number 1 at the Hillside International Raceway. Yeah, we're back at Hillside once again, and the Cup Series is part of the Triple MBTA Challenge as well, but of course this is completely separate from Truck Series. That's why this is the Triple Cup Challenge. So, if you didn't see the Truck Series race, however, let me explain. So, this is the first of 3 races, part of a little competition, which is called the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge, this time for the Cup Series. And the top 4 finishing drivers from the last race will be able to go into this race and compete for a bonus cash prize. And the highest driver that qualified for the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge will take home the bonus cash prize. And the drivers that finish in the top 4 in this race will be able to compete for that bonus cash prize next week. And same for drivers, and well, it should be safe for drivers who were already qualified for the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge. If they finish in the top 4 in this race, they'll be able to compete for an even bigger cash prize in the next race. And if I say next week, just know I'm saying next race, alright? You know. So, yeah, so we are bringing this to the Cup Series as well, which is why we're back at Hillside, and once again, purple walls, and, yeah, so this will definitely be a rather interesting race, and even if you discount the cash prize that's available for this race, Hillside definitely proved to be a pretty treacherous track as we saw yesterday in the Truck Series race, so let's see what kind of treachery we see in the Cup Series race. So, with that being said, let's give you the starting grid for this race. Yes, sir. And I'm getting all the cameras way up. Okay, starting the pool for this one is Tyler Wright, alongside the second is Ryan Blaney, third is Chris Buescher, fourth is Russell David, fifth is Douglas, sixth is Christian Bell, seventh is Donald, eighth is Brad Kosowski, ninth is Bank Coaches, 10th is Eric Jones, 11th is Gridgen, 12th is Ricky Sturgis Jr., 13th is Kyle Busch, 14th is William Barron, 15th is Kurt Busch, 16th is Rebecca, 17th is Boyne Bobbin, 18th is Duck, 19th is Chase Elliott, 20th is Cole Custer, 21st is Clint Boyer, 22nd is Martin Jr., 23rd is Ryan Priest, 24th is Austin Dillon, 25th is the Felix Mr. 26th is Tim Tom, 27th is Alex Woolman, 20th is Perry Sharp, 29th is Denny Hammond, 30th is Nia, 31st is Bud Walls, 32nd is Joe Logano, 33rd is Kevin Harvick, 34th is Oliver, 35th is Eric Gunwall, 36th is Matt Kenseth, 37th is Jimmy Johnson, 38th is Matt DiBenedetto, 39th is Ryan Newman, 40th is Eric 6, 41st Dirk Burton, 42nd is Reed Sorensen. Okay. So, a couple other details I want to mention before we start this race. First thing, you may have noticed that the drivers that have qualified for the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge, of course, do have some purple stuff to identify that they are eligible for the cash prize, which is why they have a purple banner, purple windshield banner, and a purple spoiler. Another couple things. You may have noticed Matt Kenseth is in this one as opposed to Kyle Larson. Well, in the spring break that we just had here, Kyle Larson had some problems. Essentially, he had a bit of an injury, which unfortunately is going to silence him for the rest of the season. And so, as a result of all that, Matt Kenseth is coming to fill in the 42 car for the rest of the season. So, we'll see how that goes starting today. And green flag is in there for the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge race number 1. Ryan Blaney getting a flying launch, although Chris Buescher already trying to get it below him. Ooh, it's just the start of the race when it gets off to launching. And Chris Buescher a very daring move by Christopher Bell as he tried to go to the inside lane and take the lead. But Chris Buescher, he's ultimately going to succeed though with keeping it. Yeah, very masterful job by these drivers. I think they were able to avoid a lap 1 accident. I do apologize for the jump cut that just happened. I had a bit of an interruption. Happens sometimes. So Ryan Blaney, your current points leader, is now your current race leader at Hillside at the start of this one. And he's already starting to pull away. And Chris Buescher, although hang on a second. Also, another little detail I want to mention. For the Tobal Motorsports drivers for today, they're going to be starting a new thing with Amtrak, as Amtrak is celebrating 50 years of something America. I forgot. 50 years of serving America or something like that. I forgot. I do apologize, but yeah, I'm trying to celebrating 50 years, and they're starting out with a bit of a special thingamajiggy with this race at Hillside. So a lot of implications, and you've also got Matt Kenseth in his first race, racing for Ganassi. And yeah, so Kyle Larson, who won a little while back now. Come on. Carlos won a little while back at Winton, the race that opened up the Australian stretch. Yeah. But Matt Kenseth will be able to carry on the points, though, that Kyle Larson had up to that point. Anyways, yeah, I'm talking about a bunch of things to start this race, but there's quite a lot going on. So that in mind, Ron Blair's leading. Actually, the field getting pretty strung out. Yeah. I mean, the back marker is still going absolutely nuts, but yeah, the routes started to settle down a little bit. I wanted to talk about all these things at the start of the race, just in case, you know, there's a ton of things going on for the rest of the race, but that's worth mentioning the driver that qualified for the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge for this race. One which is Austin Dillon, who is actually the most recent driver to win a race in this series, which is absolutely insane. But then again, considering that the stupidity that was the race at Raul Puna that ended off the down under stretch, yeah. Then you have another driver. We also got Tim Tom, along with Ryan Preece and Cole Custer, the other MBT drivers, actually not too far away from each other. But they're pretty far away, though, from the top four. I mean, like I said, highest finishing driver that qualified will get the cash prize. However, I think, you know, like I said, you can go for an even bigger cash prize if you already qualified, and you can qualify for the next race. But currently the highest running MBTA driver is running an 18th, so granted, the race has just started, so you still have a long way to go to see what actually happens. Ryan Preece is actually second in points, as we speak, second points after his pretty high finish last time at Raul Puna. And same for Russell David as well. Russell David currently running in 6th. Russell David running an Amtrak, 70 or 50 anniversary scheme. Somehow got confused for 70. First as many times, and many teams that we will be seeing. Currently running at 6, and actually, Russell David, he had a pretty good finish last time at Raul Puna, so good that he is now within the playoffs. But we still got a whole 20 races left until the playoffs actually begin, so I say that Russell David right now he's in the playoffs, but when we get to the playoffs, it could very well be way down or way up. We'll see. Anyway, this race actually become pretty tame. There was no first lap caution, unlike the truck race. Yeah, it was a lot more relaxed actually. Yeah. So I guess with that in mind, not really much to touch on to start this race. field is pretty, they're not doing much, I'll be honest. It is early in the race, so maybe they just don't want to do anything too crazy on purpose as a way of being there at the end of the race when it counts the most. So, so you got Ryan Blaney still leading, 20 laps in. Here's Christopher Bell hanging on first. Christopher Bell, the driver who tried to go for the lead at the start of the race, but had to back out as it was getting a little bit too risky. And Christopher Bell, not too long ago, picked up a second win of the season at Baskerville. Yeah, quite a lot of things happened in the downhill stretch, to be honest, but that stretch is now long over. We are now back in the States. I will be honest though, there isn't much to report on. At least not yet, but still. Yeah, not much to say, to be honest. But I feel like the entirety of this field is now single file. There's really no developing battles going on. Well, safe to say this race off to a more quiet start than the Truck Series race. Yeah, I don't know how it's possible. There's absolutely no developing battles for lead right now. Or developing battles anywhere, let alone for the lead. You know, if I know this race is going to be this calm at the start, I would have waited until this point to talk about the points of interest to look out for in this race. But, yeah, maybe I'll talk about those points of interest a little bit too soon. Oh, I remember, it was 50 years of connecting America. That's what Amtrak's slogan is for their 50th anniversary. I don't know how I forgot that, but well on me. Hey, it's 50 years of connecting America. That is what Tobago Motorsports will be celebrating from here for quite a while. And this will be the first of many paint schemes that we're going to see from the Tobago Motorsports camp. This is one of the first sort of new paint schemes being driven by Russell David today. He's driving the Phase 5 scheme, which is actually the first ever livery that we saw being used for this you know, this whole thingy. Meanwhile, Florida Bobbin is pretty far back in this field now. He's running a modified Acela 2 livery. And I should say this livery is largely the same as it usually is, but there are some differences in the logos, as you can see. You know, the usual Amtrak logos have been replaced with the special Amtrak 50-year logo. And you may have also noticed the numbers are different color. Yeah, so the usual green numbers with red trim. They've actually decided to go with numbers that somewhat match the paint scheme. Because for the longest time, you know, Fernando Albany's ran paint schemes that has his number colors, but now with the Amtrak paint scheme, the same thing goes for Russell David. They will be running paint schemes with numbers that match livery. Case in point here, the Fernando Albany running blue numbers on the side and white number on the top, and Russell David as well, running blue numbers on the side and white numbers on top to match the livery better. Looks pretty nice, actually. There's a bit of a gap here between Tyler Reddick and Douglas. Ooh, something must have happened here. Let's actually work out what happened. I missed it because, well, maybe I did miss it. Maybe it's just naturally happening. I will be totally honest. There isn't much to report on to start this race. There was more action in last year's race to start this race. And remember, another memory has just come to my mind from last season. The Siemens National Series actually raced here last season. No race for them this year, but the Truck Series, of course, raced on here yesterday. Also, another thing to note, last season, this track was pretty late in the season. This year, it's somewhere closer to the middle. So this track is in a less important part of the season, but I think, though, the importance has been upped a little bit since, of course, this is, you know, part of a mini challenge, the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge. Speaking of the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge, the current highest running MBTA driver is currently running in 18th, and that driver is Cole Custer. That being said, however, he's not too far ahead of fellow rookie driver and fellow MBTA competitor, Ryan Preece. And Preece, actually, I think I already mentioned it, but Ryan Preece is now second in the point standings. So it is now actually the Ryan and Ryan show for the battle of the point standings, although it might not be the Ryan and Ryan show for very long, as Ryan Blaney now leading, and Ryan Preece is pretty far back. And for a bit, I actually thought that Ryan Preece might have been able to win the last race at Round Puna. Oh, that race was so stupid. Luckily, this race is less stupid, and well, it's less stupid, but it's also less action-packed. Yeah, we're almost 40 laps into the race, and so far, not much has really happened. Yeah, there's honestly been more to talk about to this point than in the truck race compared to this race. Yeah. I honestly did not expect this race to be so dull at the start. There really hasn't been anything for me to talk about. I mean, I've talked about things, except those things haven't really been about the race itself. They've just been side things that are happening around the race. But I've probably talked about the race itself, though. Well, we might see some things soon. Now, this is a pretty rough surface, so driver's slowing up a bit. Must be worn out tires. Yeah, Ryan Blaney not actually quite as fast as he was. This is what we need for a battle. Well, maybe so, as now we got a little bit of action going on. For fifth, Russell David trying to find a way around Tyler Reddick. Ooh, the field is closed up. Now for fifth and back on. As the front runners are now getting more strung out, the battle is now raging on, but well. I say that, there isn't actually much overtaking as, oh, there's an attempt though from Brad Keselowski, who's trying to get around Russell David. Ooh, Ricky Styles Jr. going pretty high. He was actually running in 8th. He might lose a spot to Bank Coaches. Well, we actually have an actual battle here. Bank Coaches now trying to get around Ricky Styles Jr. And how about that? The field was slowed down by quite a bit, but Bank Coaches has overtaken Ricky Styles Jr. And actually, with the worn out tires that has just happened in a pretty weird phase. I mean, there's all strung out, but fifth on back is now a lot more closed up. So this is the battle now. Bank Coaches actually going to lose a spot to Brad Keselowski, who's picked up the inside lane. And Brad Keselowski now trying to engage in a battle with Bank Coaches, and now Bank Coaches actually now trying to get in a battle with Russell David. Couple to Bob Motorsports owned cars now getting into each other. So that, of course, Bank Coaches driving for YouTube Motorsports, which is an affiliate team of Tobaba Motorsports. But you know, these two, they have that team relation, so might be a good idea to be a bit careful. Nevertheless, Bank Coach is trying to keep up with Russell David. And now, actually, due to this, the field's a lot more strung out. And now, falling to Bobbin. Now a bit of a battle with Rebecca and Cole Custer trying to engage as well. Cole Custer is still the highest running driver in the MBTA special, or MBTA challenge. And Gurgen now in a bit of a battle with Kurt Busch. So I'm not really sure what happened, but the field is actually running a lot slower. I think something's up with Tyler Reddick. He's actually, and he and the rhythm have actually, they've lost so much ground. What is going on? I'm in the top 4 drivers. Wow. So the top 4 of Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, and Douglas are now in their own league, all by themselves on front. Meanwhile, 5th on back is now all jumbled up as Tyler Reddick looks like he's had a bit of a problem, but it is so difficult to overtake here that it's caused the field to just get all bunched up. Although it seems now they're starting to calm down. The field's got a lot more filed out. But there were some position changes during that. It's really looking very slow now. Man, they're crawling. Man, I feel the bag is losing more and more time to the leaders. Well then. So those are the drivers are waiting for the halfway point of the race to pit. Yeah, I think it's just a waiting game now. We had a little bit of battling for a bit, but it looks like now the field has once again calmed down a bit. At least on the field just trying to wait until pit stops and, well, pit stops to do anything. Yeah. So another 10 laps, we'll be at the halfway point. It looks like the field has now gone a lot more single file. So the battle that we were having earlier has now come to an end. And Tyler Reddick, though, holds 5th. And a pretty strange race, I will say. Yeah, it looks like the strangeness is down from down under is now carried back over to the United States, and just a lot more weird things are happening in this race. I mean, we did kind of see these things in the Truck Series, but the Truck Series still had a lot of passing and accidents, well, for the most part anyway. Whereas these guys, Ryan Blaney has led every single lap since the start of the race. Yeah, not a lot of action going on up here, as Ryan Blaney has led every single lap from the start of the race. Ryan Blaney has not lost this lead once. It's actually been a little bit of time since we last saw Ryan Blaney run this good. But he's back. You know, Ryan Blaney, you know, he's been around. He, you know, won his first race of the season at Phoenix, which was a, was it Phoenix? Yeah, no, yeah, Phoenix. So he led a lot of laps at Phoenix. That was his first race of the season, or first race of the season. And then he went to, I think it was Texas Motor Speedway, where he won there. And then he won somewhere else after that. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But either way, it's been a little while to see Ryan Blaney this dominant, but here he is today dominating a rather weird race. But that being said, he is coming up on some lap traffic, so his dominant performance might be in jeopardy, maybe. Even though the field behind is still, you know, going slow and losing ground. But I think ultimately we will see the field pick up speed in a little bit once pit stops occur. On that note, let's hope that pit stops in this race go a lot smoother than they did in the Truck Series race. So pit stops likely not too far away from now, as we are very close to the halfway point in this race. So Ryan Blaney now catching up to the back markers, which isn't such a bad thing. At least not now. Okay, I suspect though that Blaney will come up pit road in the next couple of laps. That being said, however, he's caught up to Derper. And now it might look like that Ryan Blaney's a back marker, but no, this is Ryan Blaney. He's leading this race. He's having a very good day for now. He's led every lap since the start. But again, pit stops are coming up. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Of course, they're going to be green flag pit stops, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what actually happens. Alright, so this is lap 60. We're approaching the halfway point. Alright, so Blaney is losing steam. But how long can he stay on the track? You know, Ryan Blaney actually might be trying to put a bit of a similar performance to what Anthony Logan did in the Siemens Nash race back at Sandown. Because Anthony Logan in that race, he stayed out the whole entire race, didn't pit once, and he came up short in second. Although, if we apply the logic here, if Ryan Blaney can't make these tires last and some guys behind him pit, they couldn't. Well, although this is a speedway. All that being said, however, with how long this, with how much time there might be, there is a possibility that a driver could pit, go a lap down, and then make up that ground with the rest of the race. It's definitely going to be interesting to see if somebody can pull it off. That being said, however, nobody's coming up pit road yet. Although Ryan Blaney, he is losing a little bit of ground, and actually, as a whole, he's losing that gap that he has on the lead. Chris Buescher behind him, slowly catching up. You know, Chris Buescher, he's had a couple shots to win this season, but he's never been able to pull it off. Well, he's slowly but surely making his way up to Ryan Blaney. And Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, he's out second ever since the restart. Or is it starting out the restart? We haven't had a restart in this race yet. Okay. So Ryan Blaney still leads, but Ryan Blaney, now that he's being held up by lap traffic, that lead is shrinking. Although that being said, with how hard it is to pass here, we'll see if Ryan Blaney can keep this lead. Now, we did see trucks pitting in yesterday's race, right around the halfway point, but that's for the Cup Series. It seems like drivers are trying to stretch out this run as long as possible. Because Ryan Blaney, we're now 6-7 laps into the race. Ryan Blaney has led every single lap and hasn't pitted once. When will somebody do so? It definitely seems like they're just playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. Ryan Blaney getting pretty close to the back end of Derper. Yeah, if Blaney can get close enough, he might be able to make an overtake, but the tire's too worn out, though. Because they're definitely going significantly slower than they were at the start of the race. Which makes sense, his tires are probably just falling off really badly. I mean, we're past the halfway point in the race now, almost 70 laps in, and nobody's pitted yet. So, and here's another thing though worth mentioning is that, you know, the lead cars, were getting away from Tyler Reddick and fifth on back and all that stuff, but now the leaders are getting caught up in lap traffic. We might see the field get back together. Now, nobody to my knowledge has pitted. I can't check if somebody has pitted. Yeah, Derper, he's running last, so maybe someone has pulled a secret strategy that I don't really know about. We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, this race is still far from over, so only time will tell what's gonna happen next. Otherwise, it's been a while. A long time that I can remember, or it's what I can remember, that drivers led every single lap from flag to flag. Ryan Blaney has led every single lap in this race since the drop of the green flag. Could he ultimately lead every single lap to the checkered flag and go on to win his 4th race of the season, extend his points lead, and have his most dominant performance yet? And I should mention, this will be Ryan Blaney's most dominant performance in his entire career. While he was very good in Phoenix, and he was very good in Las Vegas for a while, this run could be more dominant than both of those. It isn't quite yet. We still have quite a ways to go in the race. But for the time being, Ryan Blaney just far out in front. Well, I say far in front. He's far out in front from 5th place. I mean, he's got Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, and Douglas Mike. That might get to him, but then from then on, there's nobody for another 10 seconds. And speaking of which, the field's just become so slow that there really hasn't been much extra report. In fact, the field, they were going all nuts and stuff when Tyler Reddick went so slow, but now that everyone else has had tire fall off, they're now just cruising around the track. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell not too far away from the top 2. Yeah. To be honest, there really hasn't been much in this race. You know, apart from the frenzy that happened at the start of the race, and when Tyler Reddick got slowed up, or slowed up himself, I should say. There really hasn't been anything to talk about, or anything that's happened in this race. Yes. It really has been the best thing in the world. Oh, what's this? Someone's pitted. Denny Hamlin. Well, there you go. Also, that is such a huge gap. Anyway, Denny Hamlin, the first driver to pit. Okay. That's going to make things interesting. I think we need to pay attention to Denny Hamlin. Oh, Kabura's come down as well. Drivers are finally starting to pit. Alright then. Drivers are starting to pit. Alright, well, it's been quite a while, but drivers are starting to pit. Question now, though, is who will pit and who won't. Will Ryan Blaney eventually pit? Or could he potentially stay out until the end of the race? It probably is a good idea to pit. I mean, probably he should have pitted way back in lap 60, but, I mean, nobody pitted, though, until this point, so you never know. And let's now see what's up with Denny Hamlin. Yep, Denny Hamlin is now on fresh tires. Denny Hamlin now on a run. How about that? Denny Hamlin, who is now going a lot faster. Denny Hamlin now on fresh tires is now flying around the track. Compared to Ryan Blaney, who was going snail pace. And actually, yeah, a bunch of cars are pitting now. Pit stops are occurring at Hillside. Although, the drivers who are not pitting, they're going to lose that bit of ground. See the case of play from Denny Hamlin. He is flying. Goes right by Chris Buescher and Christopher Bell. And he's going to catch up to Ryan Blaney. Now, Blaney is still on the lead lap, of course, so that doesn't count for position. But, oh. And the caution has come out. Oh, man, oh, man. What happened? Oh. Well, that would have been interesting to see what the field would have done, but no. Well, that kind of sucks, but yep, looks like we're having to bunch the field up now. Okay, well, that kind of sucks, but, well, any pit strategy that was occurring, and once again, another crash, another caution due to pit stops. So let's see what actually happened this time. It kind of sucks that happened. I was really keen to see what would have happened, but the caution has come out at Hillside. I was thinking it was off of, okay, then. Wow. Throwing to Bobbin. What happened to him? Oh, come on. Well, wow, that throwing to Bobbin just ruined his own day. Man, throwing to Bobbin, are you kidding me? The defending champion messes up getting on the pit road, gets hit by oh, look at that. Come on. So he goes to the high line, tries to go down, but then he can't change things, goes for a spin, then he gets flipped over by Jimmy Johnson. And by the way, Jimmy Johnson, that's going to take him out of the race. I mean, not that he was having a good day, but still. Well now. Any strategy that these drivers were probably cooking up is now thrown out the window. It's time to reset and go again. I was hoping we weren't going to have a caution this whole race, but there you have it. As for Ryan Blaney's dominant performance, I don't know about it now. Oh dear. Well, now, this is like the truck race. So some wave rounds are occurring. And now leaders have come down pit road. So Ryan Blaney stayed out for 84 laps. I don't know how he did that, but... You know, I would have liked to have seen if Ryan Blaney could have stayed out for the whole rest of the race. It's a darn shame that he has to come up... come down now. With less than 40 laps left to go in the race. So Blaney comes up the road, as does the rest of the leaders behind him. And I'm really about to see what we saw in the Truck Series race with drivers, or with just everything becoming a mess now. Man, that caution stings. I really would have liked to have seen what would have happened, but none of that matters now. Okay. In fact, now it looks like we're literally about to have just a complete repeat of what we had in the Truck Series race. They have all the drivers that were running up here, or the drivers that pitted. Yeah, no. These are all the guys that pitted. They're not going to be ahead of the guys that just did pit. So, what's going to happen here now? Is Ryan Blaney going to be able to keep his lead, or is Christian Bell going to try to steal it? Well, one thing's for sure, this race is now going to become a bit more of a mess. I mean, so look at this. You now have the drivers that run in the 20s and 30s and all this stuff here. And then you have the drivers, they're actually racing here behind all of them. Well, for now, we'll see if, well, to be fair, I am getting a little bit ahead of myself, I just realized, because the light's about to go on the pace car, and that's really when we're going to see, you know, what the race is going to look like. Oh, okay, lights are still on the pace car, it seems. For the moment, now rejoins the field, bursts up on pit road. So let's see what happens. Okay, well, it's not the saltitude that I was expecting, because the bottom line is that's going to go down to the bottom, and the high line, the guys that are actually racing, are actually going to be up here. Well, for the most part, it seems. What is this race become now? So Ryan Blaney is still leader in this race, but now we've got, oddly enough, a similar race to what we saw at the beginning. I mean, look at how long these lines are. Wow. Okay. So Ryan Blaney still leads this race. We're going to have 32-ish laps to go. Everyone's pitted. Now we're double file racing again. Now let's just see how this comes off. So you got Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, not actually racing for position, but they are off. And we are back on the way at Hillside. Chris Buescher actually getting out in front of Kyle Busch. We go back here, Ryan Blaney. Stuck behind. Russell David, but Christopher Bell up there as well. So Russell David, I mean, Ryan Blaney hasn't actually lost any position. That field is flying now. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm seeing things or not, but are they going faster than they were at the start of the race? You know. That being said, the field's staying relatively clean. Alright, well, we'll see what happens up here now. Ryan Blaney trying to go on to lead every single lap in this race. We'll see how long he can keep the lead, though. He's stuck on the high line. And Tyler Reddick as well. William Byron! I didn't notice, but William Byron is racing for position. William Byron trying to go by Ryan Blaney, and William Byron will lead a lap at he leads a lap at Hillside. Well, that's it for Ryan Blaney's performance. Still a very good performance by Ryan Blaney today, but is now playing into favor of William Byron. William Byron to the lead at Hillside, and Tyler Reddick going below him for second. And the outcome has really changed, not by a big ton, but it has changed for Ryan Blaney. And Ryan Blaney conceded the lead for now. As a result of all the craziness that was going on, William Byron now leads at Hillside, and Tyler Reddick is right behind him. So you have William Byron now leading, but Tyler Reddick trying to find a way around William Byron, and there's a tire smoke on the inside lane. No caution though. And William Byron now to the lead in Hillside. Quite the turn of events. And I think now it's too late in the race for tire wear to actually matter. But that being said, however, we could still see now a pretty interesting battle for a lead between William Byron and Tyler Reddick, a couple of young up-and-comers. William Byron still yet to win a race, but he did very good last season. Not having the best season this year, or at least I don't think he is, but... Either way, he's now trying to go for his first career win here at Hillside. But Tyler Reddick trying to go for his third win of the season. Tyler Reddick, he's been, you know, I mean, technically he's won a full race season, but, you know, Since win came at in the clash Daytona, so Tyler Reddick technically a second or a two-time winner in this season. But now he's trying to become a three-time winner. But that's only if he can catch up to William Byron. I don't know if it's going to happen, as William Byron is still starting to pull away from Tyler Reddick. And while the lead pack hasn't really changed much, Ryan Blaney is still running in third, which is still very good for him. It does kind of seem that now he's lost this lead, and unless another clutch comes out, he might not be able to get the lead back. William Byron, though, he's pulling out in front, trying to do what Marshall Burrow did in the truck series race. And William Byron. Meanwhile, Russell Davies actually got into a bit of a kerfuffle with these guys. He's actually stuck on 23rd. He was running up in 6th before, but folks, Russell Davies now dropped down quite a lot of spots. Anyway, so William Byron now leads the field, as now the field's starting to get more strung out. And it looks like William Byron has now stolen the show from Ryan Blaney. So still a good day for Ryan Blaney, but not as good of a day as what could have been. And it definitely would have been interesting to see what would have happened if the cars didn't come out, but when the cars did come out, and as a result, we've now had to really change this race. So less than 20 laps to go. Ryan Blaney out in William Byron out in front. Honestly, unless Reddick can get around Gridron, I think William Byron has it made. Yeah. All because of pit stops and sausagery. William Byron is now finagle his way through all the sausagery. Is now on his way to getting his first career win in the Skittles Cup Series. William Byron, a second-year driver for Hendrick Motorsports. He's proven he can drive, but he still has yet to win. And we all thought for a bit that Ryan Blaney might become a repeat winner once again and we get his fourth win of the season, but looks like we're about to have a new winner once again, as William Byron is out there in front. And the field's really not moving that much. And this has led to William Byron just being able to stay out there in front. And I'm farting. So Byron leads. All the guys up here are actually just catching up to Freund Bobbin, who, unfortunately, his day is now just gone straight to the bottom. I mean, not as bad as Jimmy Johnson. At least Freund Bobbin could continue. Oh, well, to be fair, it might as well be as bad as Jimmy Johnson, saying that Freund Bobbin is now in 42nd or 41st, which is only one better than where Jimmy Johnson was. So, that's not going to be very good for Freund Bobbin. But it is going to might change the outcome of the race a bit. I mean, we got 12 laps to go, but anything can happen between now and the end of the race. And Tyler Reddick actually now trying to go beneath Gridron. Tyler Reddick trying to get around Gridron. Ooh, this race got interesting now. Tyler Reddick trying to find a way around Gridron. He's trying to find, well, eventually get around William Byron as well. 11 laps to go. The race is now raging on. We'll see if Freund Bobbin can. I thought that Ryan Blaney was trying to get around. I realized, oh wait, the battle's up here. But Ryan Blaney is actually catching up a bit now. And William Byron, though, keeping that lead. He's going to make his way around Freund Bobbin, right around Freund Bobbin, and save for Gridron. Although William Byron now going on the low line and grid, yep, everyone's getting around for the moment now. So unfortunately, not going to make much of a difference in the race, unless. Oh, actually, front of up and pulling them up now. Reddick, he's actually now losing ground because of front of up being on the outside lane, Gridrin being in front of him as well. Man, Tyler Reddick just find a way around Gridrin. Ooh, he's no. Ah, looked like he was going to send into the corner, but not too late. Ah, that was Tyler Reddick's shot to get around Gridrin, and unfortunately didn't quite take it. So William Byron holds his lead despite a near-death experience. But now there's a bit of track ahead of William Byron and Clint Boyer as well. So Byron, despite being held up by Boyer, it looks like it's not really going to change much, as Gridrin happens to be in front of Tyler Reddick, which again is affecting the outcome of this race in a way that's somewhat unexpected. You have Tyler Reddick trying to find a way around thingy, but just can't. It's hard to pass. 6 laps to go. I don't really see much happening from now and the end of the race, unless something else crazy happens, but I don't really see it happening. As William Byron just staying out there in front, trying not to make any mistakes. 5 laps to go. And he doesn't have to get around Boyer. Man, we've seen 2 races play out in a very similar way. And what is this? William Byron's pitting? What is that? William Byron pits from the lead with 4 laps to go. What is this sorcery? Oh no! William Byron pits, which will hand the lead over to Tyler Reddick, who finally gets around Gridrin. Whoa! Quite the turn of events at the end of this race. It came out of absolutely nowhere. William Byron wasn't contented to win, and he killed up the road. Oh no, he's giving up the lead. Wow. William Byron pits from first place. Wow. Well, I mean, at least it'll be normalize the race a little bit, as Ryan Blaney now moves to the second, and Tyler Reddick now in the lead with 2 laps to go. Tyler Reddick has now taken the show at Hillside. And Ryan Blaney, oh, Blaney's going underneath Gridrin. Oh man, but it's too little too late for Ryan Blaney. It doesn't look like he will be able to get around Gridrin, who's just been the problem driver all day today. And we come, white flag, 1 more lap to go, 1 lap for Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, the rookie, he's done quite a bit this year. He's won, he got his first win, first career Cup Series win at Pensacola 5 Flag Speedway. I still got that confused. And then he won the Clash at Daytona, and then he won the Daytona 500, and now he's going to get his 3rd win of the season. Tyler Reddick comes off of turn number 4 to get his 3rd win of the season and win the MBTA Triple Cup Challenge race number 1 at Hillside International Speedway. How about that? I've gotten the habit of saying that now, as Tyler Reddick is now a 3-time winner in the Skittles Cup Series. And he's actually going to even out with Ryan Blaney as 2 drivers. And Ryan Blaney finished 2nd, and now the top 2 finished the race. Now both have 3 wins apiece in the season. Wow. Well, that was quite the show. So the winner is the guy we didn't really see winning, and that is Tyler Reddick. Wins the race with 3 laps to go, all because of what you would call pitting with a few laps to go. Yes. And sometime an MBTA driver finishes this race in 32nd. Anyways, that was a race. I will be honest, it's not the best race in the world. It could have been better. But unfortunately, you can't really predict auto racing. So, yeah, there you go. So, with that in mind, Tyler Wright comes in with the win. Ryan Blaney second, Christopher Bell in third, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. comes home in fourth. And those four will qualify for the next race. I finally said it right this time. The next race is Triple Cup Challenge. Unfortunately, though, none of the drivers that qualify for this race will compete for cash next week. But Rebecca comes in with a fifth as well. How about that, Rebecca, who's had an absolute garbage season, finally gets a pretty good finish, all things considered. With Alex Bowman coming home in fifth, another one having a bad season, and Austin Dillon comes home in seventh. Wow, so it seems he's carrying the momentum from down under. Austin, after winning that stupid race around Puna, gets a pretty decent finish at Hillside. Unfortunately, not good enough to qualify for the next round of the Triple Cup Challenge, but it is at least enough for him to take home this race's cash prize. And Austin Dillon, I can't believe it was Austin Dillon of all drivers, but Austin Dillon will win this race's MBTA Triple Cup Challenge and will take home a bonus cash prize. So, because in the rest of the field, you got Oliver comes home in 8th, Eric Unruh in 9th, Joe Legault in 10th, Ryan Newman 11th, Matt Kenseth in 12th. Pretty good for his first race for Chip Ganassi. Durber 13th, Marshall Steer in 14th, Douglas in 15th, Ryan Priest in 16th, Chris Buescher in 17th, Denny Hamlin in 18th, Clint Boyer in 19th, Russell David 20th, Bruce up 21st, William Brown in 22nd, Kyle Busch 23rd, Chase Elliott 24th, Doug 25th, Rick Stewart 26th, Ben Cokes 7th, Eric Jones in 8th, Kurt Busch 9th, Cole Custer, Russell David 20th, Bruce up 21st, Ryan Blaney 22nd, William Byron 22nd, Kyle Busch in 23rd, Chase Elliott 24th, Doug 25th, the Real 26th, Ben Cokes 27th, Eric Jones 20th, Kurt Busch 29th, Cole Custer 30th, Brett Keselowski 31st, Tim Tom 32nd, Grudgeon 33rd, Nia 34th, Matt DiBenno 35th, Kevin Harvick 36th, Bo Wallace 37th, Reed Sorensen 38th, 36th, 39th, Frank DeBob in 4th, Donald 41st, and Jimmy Johnson in 42nd. I don't know about Donald, but Frank DeBob, and a very bad day for him. Ooh dear. I can't believe Frank DeBob of all drivers just completely messed up the pit road entry. And oh dear, Frank DeBob in a bit of a pickle on Russell David at a 20th place finish. So, oh dear, Russell David back to where it seems he usually finishes. So, oh dear. Well, this will be a good day for Tyler Wright, but for some of these guys, they'll definitely be looking forward to the next race. Indeed, not next week's race, but the next race in general. But that is all for this race. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.